The other thing we discussed at the show was how to do an item demand report. First off, you have to understand the concept of the item demand report. The item demand report is designed to help you set your safety levels, your minimums, your multiples, how often do you need to order, how many do you need to keep in stock, and this is based on how long it takes you to get the goods. It goes out and it calculates your history of sales and looks at what you have in your sales orders right now that you have to fill. So it's a three-step process. The first step is going into the sales order module and under reports, choosing the item demand report. Now, because I have 200,000 items in this particular inventory file, I don't want to do an item demand for everything. So I'm going to go by product line. And in this case, I'm going to do ready-made panels. RMP. And then I'm going to tell it what do I want to look at as far as my history. One thing to keep in mind is if you sell seasonal items, you want to look at the last 12 months but analyze just the last 3 or 4 or whatever season you're analyzing. So in this case, it is August right now. I want to analyze from September of last year through August of this year. Then I want to say, because this isn't a seasonal item, I want to look at all 12 months. However, if it was a seasonal item, let's say it was Christmas items, I would really only want to see what happened between June and perhaps September. In this case, that's not the case, so I'm going to go ahead and do the whole year. And then I want to know, I want the system to automatically tell me how many items I need to buy. The next field over here is how many periods do I need to stock. What that means is how long does it typically take you to get the goods. So if it typically takes you 6 weeks, you want to put 2 periods here, which is really the equivalent of 8 weeks. And then you go to the screen. And what the system is going to do is it's going to go out and analyze everything in this product line that I have sold. And then it's going to come back and tell me how many I need to keep in stock. So I'm going to let this calculate. It's going to be a few minutes. And when I come back, I will show you what the next step is. So as you can see, it's processing the data now. And then it's going to put it in a report format, which I'm going to teach you how to read it. It's rendering the pages right now. So the screen will now change as it renders the pages, and you can see in the upper right-hand corner as it's creating all the pages. So this is what your report will look like when you're doing a auto item demand. What this is telling me is that on line number 1, where it says ordered, this is what was ordered in that month. Line number 2 tells me of what was ordered in that month, this is what we've shipped. So let me see if I can find anything in here that I have an average on. And what it's doing is right here, it's averaging out my sales. This report is really long. So, let's see here, I still don't see any. But basically, that's what it's telling me. Because this is demo data, it's not going to be like what you're expecting. So when I exit out of this, it's now going to ask me if I want to upload my reorder points in my inventory. I'm going to say yes to this question, and it's going to generate a report for me to show me how many pieces I need to keep in stock at any one time. The purpose for this is so that you have just-in-time inventory. We never want to be overstocked on product. So it's putting the report together right now. I'm going to interrupt it so that you can at least see how it works. So I'm going to hit a Control Q. And what it's doing now is it's telling me that currently this is what my reorder point is, and this is what it's recommending I reset it to. So let's see if we see anything that has any numbers in here. So I don't see any numbers yet in this report. Basically, on this column here, it'll set my new reorder point. So when I exit out of this, it will then update my inventory. So I'm going to go ahead and hit update, and it's going to go through and update my safety levels. So once I'm done updating my safety levels, I can then go to my inventory module and choose my auto purchase feature, which I'll show you in a few moments. So once that reporting is done, what this has done is this has updated your safety levels. The purpose for safety levels is to ensure that you don't ever run out of goods that you're going to always need, and that you don't over order goods that you don't need. So safety levels are very, very important. Once I'm done with that, I can go over here to my inventory module and choose my auto purchase function. I can hit create recommendation, and it's going to go out and tell me what I need to reorder. So I'm going to go on the RPM, which is what I just ran. And I'm going to tell it I only want things that I need to reorder. And the purpose for that is that it doesn't order things that I don't need, and it also takes into consideration items that are already on purchase order, so I don't double order anything. And I'll do that to the screen.